Hey everyone, today I'm doing a app review. So this app actually was released, as far as I can tell, yesterday. And basically this app is called TITANS. And as you can see, basically all you have to do is tap and you kill this monster. I think it's really cool. I found out about this app through another app I use, and that one is called Free My Apps. It's basically something where new app developers, because usually these apps are made free and they make their money through little in-game purchases, and they're actually most of the time created by big companies or small companies that are trying to make a lot of money. So therefore they pay this app called Free My Apps, which in turn pays us a portion for every time a user downloads it. So I get paid from pretty much downloading and playing apps for 30 seconds. And so with that money you can buy gift cards and stuff. I talked about it in my apps on my iPhone video, and I'll leave a link to Free My Apps in the description below. But this is called TITANS, and as you can see, it's really new, so the graphics are actually pretty good. I'm trying to zoom in, but I don't know if you can tell based off my camera, but as you can see, it doesn't flip over, and the graphics are insanely good. And as you can see here, you have this person who looks like Cloud from Final Fantasy, and he does all these sword attacks, and then you have all these really cool monsters. And basically what happens is you just tap anywhere on the screen, and each time you tap you do damage to this monster, and then you tap on the gold to collect it when you kill the monster. It's a very simple app, and then you just spam it and it tells you stuff like your damage per second and so forth. And what you can see here is that once you collect enough gold, you have these abilities that you can buy here. This one costs actual money, and it's stuff like pretty much free gold, destroy the monster, stuff like that. This one is achievements, so it says beat stage 80 to summon powerful artifact. And then here we have allies. So right now I have 600 gold, and I've already bought 2 allies, and you could continuously keep upgrading them. And so I think I'm going to keep saving up until I can afford in about 30 gold to buy a new ally. And what the allies do is they automatically attack the monster for you. So it's a little fun app to pass the time, and it's really cool. I would very much like it if I could get to a point where I buy so many allies and upgrade them so much that I can just like let this run and it can collect experience and gold for me. Unfortunately, they haven't allowed something where you can automatically collect gold. But it's a pretty fun app, and how they draw the monsters are actually pretty cool too. And after 10 or so monsters, you can battle a boss and get a lot of gold. And the bosses aren't that hard. And you press here to fight the boss, and they're always very well drawn. And as you can see, this is the boss. He has a lot of HP. And so generally what happens here is you keep doing this, and then once you clear a few rounds of monsters, 10, 20, 30, you go to a new stage. Right now we're in the forest stage, as you can tell by the background. And so now you see this new icon here. It means that we can now go ahead and hit this, and another ally comes, and these allies are actually pretty strong because I've upgraded them. And as you can see, if I just let it run, they actually deal a decent amount of damage. You see the health bars up here. If you just let it run, they actually do a lot of damage to this monster just on its own, which is quite awesome, in fact. And so and then you get stuff like this: passive gold earnings. Your heroes fight when you aren't around. Collect the gold your heroes generate when you come back. Some of this stuff is brand new, and some of it's obviously stolen or copied from other games. If you've played as many games on the internet as I have, it's similar to Defend Your Castle, which came out years ago, but not exactly. There's no click and drag, and it's more tapping. And it's similar to MapleStory in certain ways. I saw a screenshot where literally you get to a point where the monster is enormous, and then you have all these little ledges with all these allies helping you kill this monster. And that's very similar to MapleStory's bosses. Um, I do think there's certain things that they can do to improve this app. One thing is that maybe allow us to purchase more as a free player if we put more time into the app. I know that cuts on their profits, but they can find different ways of making money, like advertisements or in-game sponsorships, product placement, stuff like that, just to draw free users in more. Or maybe pull something out of League of Legends where they buy skins. You can buy skins for free, which will just make your characters look cooler, and you'll be surprised at how many people are willing to do that. Obviously, first off, you need this to grow immensely. Another big thing is be able to buy pets so that that can automatically collect gold for us, or just some sort of automatic gold collection. Maybe that's already included in here. I don't think so though. Finally, I think the biggest thing, like the one thing that should be done that would really revolutionize this app and multiply the amount of people playing it 100,000-fold, is to make this multiplayer and cooperative so that you could play with other people online, maybe fight together to beat bosses, and maybe chat with your allies online. That would be immensely cool. I don't know if the technology is there. I'm sure the technology is there to do so, but we don't. Is that a feasible thing given the budget and so forth, and the power of the processing chips of our mobile phones or iPads right now? I mean, arguably it is, but typically we don't see too much of that. Actually, that's not even true. If you look at Minecraft there's a lot of multiplayer Minecraft apps, and there's actually online apps that let you shoot other people. It's pretty much your own first-person shooter game on your phone, and you play with actual online people. So I do think the clear thing is to, like, the clear strategic thing is to make this online multiplayer cooperative somehow, or maybe against versus other players. And again, you can see it's partially skill based, so there's enormous potential for it. And leveling up, I mean, there's so much potential as a consumer of video games for so much, especially MMORPGs and MOBAs. I think I know what I'm talking about generally. There's so much potential for this sort of stuff, but I don't know if again, a lot of it has to do with expanding the universe, leveling up, showing off, maybe quests, stuff like that. You don't want to make it too complicated, and this is the simplicity of the game. You just tap, but as you can tell, there's a lot of skill in how quick you can tap in DPS, and also it's a grinding game like RuneScape or MapleStory, and you want to show off your accomplishments with increased equipment, items, abilities, levels, and unfortunately, one of the things required to provide incentive for players to show off is pretty much having an online community to show it off too. So that's the recommendation I'm going to give for this game. I recommend you guys check it out. It's on the Apple Store. I don't know if it's on Android yet, but it's called TITANS, and it is free, although it has in-game optional purchases. And here they are if you guys want. It's stuff like no ads, 50% more diamonds. I guess diamonds are a new drop item once I get enough. Power of healing, 50% off the monster's HP. Guardian shields, protects heroes from bosses killing for 24 hours. So again, a lot of this stuff is optional and it's just boosters pretty much. I guess they do use ads already. I haven't seen an ad yet in this game, and I've been playing it for quite a while. So it is interesting how that works. And look, I have 8,000 gold already, so I'm going to buy this person, Mila, the hammer stomper. So now I have 4 allies with me, and it seems like it caps at 5 allies, or maybe it just keeps going infinitely. Regardless, though, you can see that things are progressing. I'm attacking a lot faster. On top of that, if you can see, like it took me a lot longer to kill a boss. Now it takes me under 10 seconds. So this game, I think, here's one of its strengths. Its big strengths, the graphics. Honestly, like if you see this game, unfortunately my camera is pretty crappy, but if you see this game in person, the graphics are amazing. How they drew the bosses, the characters, it's all just very neat, very clean, no lag whatsoever. Very fun, and it's very much in sync. It's synchronized so that each time I tap, immediately the boss goes to the recoil animation. It's very great. And then here you have this DPS counter that immediately synchronizes to how fast you are damaging. And then there's the tap damage, which is like how much damage each time you tap does. And then hero DPS, I guess that's what your allies do. So that's pretty much all I've done in this app. And there's a little small stuff up here like stats and stuff. I haven't really explored that. I think it's just random stuff. Like I'm clicking it, but it's not really doing anything. Oh yeah, these are just like random settings, I guess. So yeah, and the app is by a corporation called GameHive. So thanks for watching. And this was released very recently, December 17th. So check it out. It's quite interesting. I was not paid to promote this at all. I'm just one of the first to the market. Will it, take the world by storm? It has the potential to. It's obviously not a social network app, but I do think it has potential out there to be stuff like Flappy Birds if they make a few adjustments. I think on its own it will do pretty darn well. In addition to that, though, I do think that what's the word I'm looking for? Let me just upgrade this man. I do think that it's pretty great so far, and the biggest issue is a lack of variety and the sheer amount of grinding you have to do for it. You can't really. It's not like Flappy Words where there's, tremendous change. At least not initially. As you can see, a new stage just erupted. It took me quite a while to get there. And as far as the allies go, it just tells you the DPS, what level they are, how much it costs. So there's not much really thinking or stuff involved in deciding which one to choose. Still a pretty good app, honestly. And as you can see, there's thousands, at least hundreds of monsters out there, all that are very different and well drawn. And I think the biggest thing about this is that it's so clean. Everything's just so well drawn. It's very hard for me to show you with this camera. The quality of the camera is not so good. But if you download this, it's so crystal clear. It looks a lot. I would say decent fun. It can get boring after a while. But for some people, I could definitely see how this can get addicting. Unfortunately, I would advise a little bit of variety because it can get boring. And I've been a Free My Apps user for a long time, so I've had the opportunity to experience numerous apps for years on end from their release, because usually when they're released they want it promoted, so they'll buy promotion off Free My Apps or something. So I have not done a review on this and uploaded to YouTube for a long time, and it really spurred me to do so because of how decent this app is and the potential for it. And again, I've gone through a lot of crappy apps of all sorts: finance apps, health apps, game apps, multiplayer, single player, all sorts. And I have to say this thing is very promising. Unfortunately, though, that's not the full picture. So thanks for watching. This is my review, and if you like this video and if you think you are a helpful person, leave it a like. And then if you think that you enjoy these videos and would like to be entertained by more, hit the subscribe button on my channel down below, and I will see you later. Leave a comment below, and thanks for watching.